pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Dolly, if you could do roll.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilman Abbott.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Present.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Here.
Town Attorney Genesi.
Present.
I'm going to assume, since there is nobody in the crowd tonight, because people are not crazy to come out in this snowstorm, that we will pass by the open to the floor, each speaker to be allowed 5 minutes. And we'll move on to the next agenda item. I've reviewed the January 20th board meeting minutes. I make a motion that they be approved.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Patty, I know you were in for the
I
bills.
was, and I reviewed the bills and found everything to be in order, and I would make a motion that we pay them.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. And I also reviewed the prepaid warrants as submitted by the Director of Finance and make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Okay, the next two, Paul, if you want to just give a brief description.
Yes, we have a number of 2021 budget transfers. This is just to kind of straighten out 2021. We're going through the year-end close. Some of the highlights, it includes vehicle fuel costs are up. No surprise, are over what we had originally budgeted. We created a new account in the police department to capture the comp time buy-down, which had previously been recorded as overtime. We just want to isolate it so that we can track it better from year to year. So there's a transfer for that. Parks and Recreation had some compensation reallocations based on some of the personnel moves that Chris Bilo did. Highway, we increased the brush, weeds, and I call it limb trimming labor line. We incurred more labor costs in that line than what we had in past years, so there was a transfer over there. Snow labor was actually down, even though we're probably making up for it tonight. It's in a different fiscal year. And then on the revenue side, there's also revenue transfers, adjustments for the year-end accruals. The two that ended up over budget were sales tax and mortgage tax. Both had pretty good years, so we were able to reallocate from those two. And then there's one small budget amendment in the Parkland Trust Fund. We paid a easement monitoring fee, which was slightly over budget. There was no other line item that could handle it, so we had to actually amend the budget for that small piece. It's only like $500. That's about it.
Thanks, Paul. And by the way, Dolly, thank you for pinch hitting for Kim Doyle.
No problem.
And getting out to all the board members the supporting documents a day or two in advance. So, any questions from the board members or comments on these?
No.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the 2021 budget transfers as presented by the Director of Finance.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
And I make a motion to approve the 2021 budget amendments as presented by the Director of Finance.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
I'm going to hand over the reins, I think, to Deputy Supervisor Cataldi.
Actually, I got this one.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry.
Councilman Abbott is going to take care of that.
I'd like a resolution to award Armed Corps Security contract to the low bidder, which was Soups One, and allow the supervisor to sign and negotiate the contract.
Second.
Councilman Abbott.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. And just as a sidebar, that is our court security here. All right. And then, Patty, are you doing the next one?
I am.
Okay.
I would move that we award Campus Construction Management the contract for the Sandbar Park Water Improvements Project, and to authorize the supervisor to approve and sign said contract.
And this is for construction
Management.
management?
Yes.
Second?
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. And that one, just last week, Mary Harrington, our town engineer, did a presentation on the various quotes that we got. And actually, it was the headline front page article in the Webster Herald this week.
I saw that.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of the Sandbar Park project, our next item on the agenda. Well, first of all, does anybody have any questions on this agenda item or comments before I make a motion? All right. Well, I am making a motion to publicly bid the Sandbar Park Waterfront Improvement Project and publish legal notice in the Webster Herald in the February 16th, 2022 edition, with bid documents available to interested parties starting February 18th, 2022.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye?
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Patty, you got the next one?
I do. This is one that we've talked about at many workshops. We were all board members were involved in interviewing various companies. I think it's been a very robust procedure to look at something that we just haven't seen before. So we did our due diligence and really dug into it. And this is a motion to name Navitas as our energy performance contractor for the treatment plant, for the waste treatment plant upgrade, and to authorize the supervisor to approve and sign the contract.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. Isn't it kind of funny that that took all of about 90 seconds? And I think that the time spent by Art Patrone and Rick Canali and the town board members was
4 months.
seriously,
Yes.
seriously. I mean, people, firms coming in from out of state, bringing
Yes.
8 or 10 people and all that. And it seems almost anticlimactic that it took 90 seconds to finish it up.
That's because it was all done up front.
Wow.
That's right.
I didn't look far enough ahead, but Patty, I'm gonna ask you on this one.
Okay,
and-
so I move that we authorize the supervisor to sign a letter of agreement with Genesee Transportation Council and allocate $10,000 for the required local match, excuse me, for the West Webster Revitalization Plan project.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye. I gotta tell you, that's an exciting one, because I think the grant was 100,000, but we get 90,000 of it, and the town has to match the 10,000, is that correct, Josh? And it's pretty robust, there's a committee, stakeholders, that is starting to meet on what we're gonna do with the West Webster Hamlet. Which, for the layman, is kind of spawns off the corner of Gravel and Ridge.
And this is something that's long overdue
Yeah,
and a result of the hard work of Matt Chatfield
yes.
in
doubt about it.
securing this grant. So I'd like to thank him for that.
All righty, next up, I'm gonna make a motion to declare the following item for recycling from the police department, a Power Heart AED, asset tag number 01942.
Second?
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye?
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
And then the next item up is, I'll make a motion to declare the following items for recycle from the highway department. A Epson Pin Dot printer, asset tag number 04814, and a Laser P1005 printer, asset tag number 04903.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Okay, and we had one tabled item from the last board meeting on January 20th. We're getting close, aren't we, Charlie?
We are very close, yes.
All right.
I'd say it's pretty much done, but we just have to make sure that the other side is in 100% agreement.
Yes, and I have talked today or corresponded with Penfield Town Supervisor Cinti, and they did not do their resolution last night because their town attorney, Dick Horowitz, still needs to just take a look at what you sent over. But pretty much what you sent over is what you guys.
It's what yes.
Right. I have all the confidence in the world that Penfield will do their resolution for the IMA terms and authorizing their supervisor to sign it on Wednesday, the 16th. And then at our board meeting on Thursday, the 17th, we'll do the same, and we will be off and running on this sewer bypass. So I make a motion that we table the Penfield sewer bypass IMA terms and the signing by the supervisor.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Abbott,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye.
Now, I don't want to rip off the people at home who might have just sat down with their popcorn and said, wait a minute, it hasn't even started, it's over. So we will allow for, if anybody wants to call in with any questions or comments, but while we're doing that call in, we'll do our around the room. Mary, can we start with you?
Sure, I got a call from the Webster School District on my way in. It's a snow day tomorrow, so I'm sure I have a very excited 8-year-old at home.
Nothing better than a snow day.
Yeah, right?
Is it bring your kid to work day tomorrow?
No, no. I won't get anything done if he's with me.
Yeah, I'll just provide an update on the West Webster Hamlet Revitalization Plan. We did issue the RFP back in November. We received 7 pretty strong responses to that request for proposals. Since then, we formed an internal town stakeholder committee to review the proposals, and we ultimately selected Ingalls Planning and Design, which was a very strong proposal. So now that we have authorized you to sign the contract, we will begin this project later this month. So it's very exciting, looking forward to it.
Paul?
Since we just took a step forward in the Sandbar Park project, I'll be speaking to Municipal Solutions, the consultant that we work with to help us borrow and bond funds. So we'll probably do a bond anticipation note sometime later this year. The sewer phase 2 project will also play into that, so we'll be in touch.
Great.
Other than that, everything's good in the finance department.
Fantastic. Now, as I go to the other end here, for people at home, this might be the last meeting that you ever see these two gentlemen not with their nameplate in front of them. Art Patron.
In red.
Actually, I'm going to hand it over to Rick Naylor, our Chief Plant Operator.
In the nameplate there.
Is that nameplate?
Yeah,
Yes.
We actually started our first round of COVID testing for wastewater surveillance. I had a conference call that goes on every 2 weeks with Monroe County Task Force, and it's got RIT individuals and UMRC and the Monroe County treatment plants. So this is our first sample. We're going to be sampling once a week for 7 months to get a baseline, and I don't know what I'm looking at first right now. I just got the first results as of today, so but I will report further as we move forward.
How many wastewater plants are doing this?
Across the state, there's a lot, and I know that, but Monroe County, I think it's just Van Leer, a couple there. There might be a few others, but in this group, that's all I know about. It was my first conference call with them, so
Okay.
it'll be interesting.
It really is. And if this is the one you explained to me that in the future, through this testing, there might be proactive ways we'll know if a certain virus is in the community.
Well, they're saying that the true way is, I mean, testing isn't really valid because who's going to get the testing? how long does it take to actually get the results back? Wastewater, you get the results back within 24 hours, and you can
Right.
kind of isolate if it's a certain community that's having this. Actually, if you saw a spike at this plant, we can go out and sample maybe around the school areas that are discharging in, or nursing homes, or you can kind of even navigate to see. So it may limit a lot of the lockdowns and stuff like that that happens, so
Incredible.
it's interesting.
Jenny?
Okay, I just want to say how honored I am to be sitting here with all my friends, and I just want to let everybody know, taking advantage of and support our locals, Webster Public Library and our local Webster Museum. They need our help and support, and I'm hoping everybody would stay warm and be careful of driving. And God bless everyone.
Thanks, Jenny. You know I leave you for last, so we're gonna start moving down this way. Bill?
I just want residents to be aware that we are going to get a significant amount of snow. And please remind your plow drivers to keep it on your property and not out into the road. We got enough to push around without having driveway snow plows dropping
Amen.
it in there.
I have nothing to add tonight. Be
Well,
careful.
that's a tough one
Be
to
careful
follow.
out there.
I mean, Bill
I know.
basically, you
What am I
know,
going to say?
Bill, just drop the mic, right? But Charlie, I know you'll.
Well, I
you
got,
can't, you know.
well, I got, again, a little bit of good news. We closed on 5.08 acres of parkland this week, and in the Dunbridge area, so, an additional, it didn't cost the town anything. It was donated funds, which we used, and we will add that to the town's inventory of not just open space, but the parkland.
And we are very grateful to the individual who
That's
donated
right.
that and made that possible.
Yes. Dolly?
Next week, Thursday, February 10th is the last day for residents to pay their town and county tax without paying additional interest.
All right. And at that, I don't think anybody wanted to call in to us. This meeting is adjourned.